Hi, in this chapter we are going to study the consonants and some odds and ends that are going to be very important when you pronounce Portuguese. This is Ellie and welcome to the Painless Brazilian Portuguese Pronunciation Guide. Okay, the flap, r, I'm going to talk about that just because you need to know how you would pronounce that or how you would articulate that because many of my friends who speak English as a native language tend to fall back to ra when they need to pronounce it as ra. And this ra, which is this is the symbol, uh, and the symbol is going to show up somewhere here. And the common spelling is the letter R, even either between vowels or um, after a consonant. And this is a flap, meaning the tip of the tongue touches the the upper tooth ridge here, in the back, and then you say ra, ra. It sounds a little bit like la, but la is produced here, and ra is produced here. When I say that, I do want you to repeat that aloud because this is going to give you the awareness that you need of your body and of the equipment you were born with um, to reproduce sounds. So again, ra, ra, ra. It's not a thrill, like it's not ra, it's ra, just a flap like this. Okay? And here are some examples with common spellings um, for that word, for that sound. Cara, cara, para, para, caro, caro, tirar, tirar, Bruna, Bruna, sobrar, sobrar, buraco, buraco. And now some notes about that. First, after a vowel but before a consonant, the letter R, not the sound ra, but the letter R takes some different pronunciations depending on the speaker. Usually, the R actually after a consonant is pronounced. That's the pronunciation. It's just a puff of air, as in porta, porta, and sobrar, sobrar. Other speakers, usually they're a bit older than average. Maybe they were born in the 60s or the 70s, or in some parts of the country where they pronounce it, they would say porta with a quick flap. Porta, porta, but not usually sobrar. Not usually sobrar. Porta, okay. And some people, especially I think in the down the south, Rio Grande do Sul, they would pronounce porta, porta. But remember, we are not talking about letters here, we're talking about sounds. If you want to know more about the letters and how to pronounce them, go to the alphabet section actually, that we have on our resource page. And another thing that you do have to keep in mind is that although the pronunciation of the infinitive, for example, sobrar is like with a puff of air, or sometimes there is no, it's just sobrar. You stretch the vowel sobrar to make known that it's the infinitive. When we have a longer sentence and the next word has a vowel in the first position, like the beginning, it links to the next one, and the or the sound becomes actually a flap. Let me give you an example, which is better. Right? Sobrar, sobrar pouco. Sobrar, sobrar pouco. And you see that I said un poco, un poco. Sobrar un poco. But this r is not originally there. It's just that most Brazilians will add that, especially if they have some influence from the written language. Because if you know how to spell it, you will probably link that or make a liaison with the next word, as we do in French, right? For example, there is a big difference between ils sont et ils ont en français. It's if you know French, it's probably basically the same difference. For example, in spelling and speaking, you have to link that. Okay, so those are the notes that I have for the flap, and in the next module, we'll attack some consonants that will flag you instantly as a foreigner if you say that with these little things that I'm going to talk about. Now, next module.